Yesterday we have discussed about subqueries. We have discussed yesterday afternoon. We have discussed about subqueries. Query within another query is called as subquery. And when subqueries are executed, subquery will execute first, and the value of the subquery is used by the main query. For subqueries, execution will start from the last, from the end, not from the beginning. And when you are working with these, subqueries, here single row subqueries are there, multi-row subqueries are there. Single row subquery gives only one value or one row. Multi-row subquery gives multiple rows or multiple values. How can we identify whether it is single row subquery or multi-row subqueries? Single row subqueries will use equals to sign, and in multi-row subqueries we are going to use in any sum, all these operators will use. And yesterday I've told about nested subqueries also. Nested subqueries means 3 select statements. 2 select statements means subquery. 2 select statements. And 3 select statements means nested subqueries. I think morning you had time for doing practice. No practice. Morning 9 o'clock. Java. Yesterday evening 4 o'clock. Oracle. I think they are giving time for practice. So nested subquery means 3 will be there. Main query, subquery, and nested subquery. So main query means and the value nested subquery will execute first. Value of the nested subquery is used by the subquery, and the value of the subquery is used by the main query. Yesterday we saw the examples on different tables, all these. Listen. So here you can see correlated subqueries here. Correlated subqueries are there. So if you want to get first highest salary or third highest salary or 10th highest salary. So one query for solution for many queries, for many problems here. So if you want to get the third highest salary, fifth highest salary, 10th highest salary, with subqueries it is difficult. But with correlated subqueries we can do it. So correlated subquery. This is also subquery. In correlated subquery also we use 2 queries, 2 select statements. Main query and subquery we are going to use. Main query and subquery. But this is called as correlated subquery. So in this example, what happens is main query is executed first, and the values of the main query is used by the correlated subquery. Correlated subqueries works in reverse order. It works in reverse. So main query will execute first, and the value of the main query, values of the main query is used by the correlated subquery. When main query is executed, the copy of the table is stored in memory. When main query or when outer select statement is executed, the copy of the table is stored in memory. In memory, the table is stored. And the correlated subquery will check the values in the memory and will assign the ranks in memory. Correlated subquery will check the values in memory of the main query and will give values and will give ranks. Ranks means numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3 numbers it will give. So based on the numbers, based on the ranks, result is displayed. Result is displayed. And here you can see subquery works faster and correlated subquery works slow because it has repetition. Like when you are working with subquery, it will work faster. Correlated subquery will execute slow because it is having repetition. If the table is having 10 records, correlated subquery will execute for 10 times. If the table is having 100 records, for 100 records, correlated subquery will execute for 100 times. For every row, it is going to execute. So repetition will be there. Repetition is there. Okay. So now we'll see. Now we'll see how to get details of the employee with the first highest salary. To get the details of the employee with the first highest salary. Okay. You can get the third highest salary, fifth highest salary, 10th highest salary, anything we can get. With one query, we can do that. So we'll see this. So here I'm using EMP table, sample table I'm using. Select asterisk from EMP. So you all should have sample tables in your laptop for practice. I think on in second class or third, I think fourth or fifth class, I've sent you the sample tables, DPT and EMP tables. Only just copy paste. When you do copy paste at SQL prompt, then you will get the tables. Okay. So now EMP is the sample table, and another table is a DPT table also. We are using it. So EMP is a sample table having how many records? Having how many records? 14 records. How many columns? 8 columns are there. And here I'll write query to get the details of the employee with first highest salary. So here we are going to write this code query here. Select asterisk from EMP E where 0 equal to. So here I'm giving 0. I'm giving here. Select asterisk from EMP E where 0 equal to. Then here I'll say select count of distinct cell. Distinct cell from EMP where salary greater than E dot salary. Like this we are giving. Like this it is given here. This is the query here. Okay. So here you can see this is the main query. And the subquery, correlated subqueries we are giving in brackets, in parentheses. Yesterday also we saw this. Select asterisk from EMP E. So E is the temporary table name or E is the alias name or another name. So E is the temporary table name. So in EMP table, 8 columns and 14 rows are there. So using table name E, using temporary table name E, we can access all the columns in EMP table. Using temporary table name E, we can access all the columns and all the rows in EMP table. Okay. So if I use E, E means E is the temporary table name of EMP table. Whatever is there in EMP table, 8 columns, 14 rows, we can access with E. And here you can see where 0 is given here. 0 is the rank value. 0 is the rank given for the values here. I'll tell how we'll get 0 here. And here you can see select count of distinct salary. So here we are doing counting of distinct salaries, unique salaries. So count will give count of records. Count will give count of records here. So here we are counting records based on unique salaries, distinct salaries, unique. So correlated subquery will give count of records based on distinct salary, unique salaries. It can be 0 or 1 or 2 or 3, anything. So from EMP, where salary greater than E dot salary. So salary means column name in the table. E dot salary is there. E means for outer subquery, outer query. EMPE means this is for main query. And here we are taking E dot salary. E dot salary contains the salary of the main query. And this salary contains the salary of the outer query here. Okay. So now I am giving like this, execute. So it will show first highest salary. So I didn't give greater than, I have given less than. So where salary greater than. So here you can see. Less than means it is giving least salary. Greater than I should give. So here greater than salary greater than E dot salary is given. Salary greater than E dot salary means here you can see 5,000. So 5,000 is the highest value. 5,000 is the highest value we are using here. Okay, it is giving highest salary. Okay, so here subquery is giving 0 and it is matching with 0. Subquery will give 0 and it is matching with 0 here. Then it is giving the result. Like for example, if I want to get second highest salary, then here I'll use 1. 1 I am giving here. Okay. And next here we are giving like this. Whatever count we get here, that count is given to the assigned to the number. Students. So we are discussing correlated subqueries. In correlated subquery, main query will execute first. And the values of the main query is used by the correlated subquery. Reverse. Yesterday, subquery is executing first, then main query. Nested subquery means nested subquery, then query. Now here, reverse it is working here. So when main query is executed, the copy of the table is stored in memory. The copy of the table means what table I am using? What table I am using? EMP table. EMP table having how many columns? 8 columns. When main query is executed, the copy of the table is stored in memory. 8 columns and 14 rows. After that, ranks is given to the values in memory, records in memory. Ranks, the numbers are given like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Okay. So main query will have ranks 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Based on the value we get for subquery, if it is matching, so main query will have 0, 1, 2, ఇక్కడ నేను ఆల్రెడీ ముందు ఇక్కడ 0 ఇచ్చాను నేను ఇక్కడ ఆల్రెడీ నేను 0 ఇచ్చాను ఇక్కడ ఆల్రెడీ 0 ఇచ్చాను నేను అంటే మీకు మెయిన్ క్వెరీకి ఏముంటది 1 2 3 4 5 6 అన్ని నంబర్స్ వస్తాయి ఓకే కానీ ఇక్కడ మనకు వచ్చిన కౌంట్ correlated subquery will give count when salary greater than E dot salary. When correlated subquery salary is greater than main query salary. Correlated subquery salary should be greater than main query salary. Then we'll get count like something 0 or 1 or 2 something. So that count should match with the given number. And మీకు మెమరీలో టేబుల్ క్రియేట్ అయింది కదా, ఆ టేబుల్లో క్రియేట్ అయిన మెమరీలోని నంబర్స్ ఉంటాయి. సబ్ క్వరీ నంబరు మనం ఇచ్చిన నంబరు సేమ్ ఉండాలి. సేమ్ ఉంటే అప్పుడు రిజల్ట్ వస్తుంది. నౌ లెట్ us say here I am using, here I am giving 1. Here I am giving 1. 1 means 1 means second highest salary. 0 means first highest salary. 1 means second highest salary. Second highest salary is 3,000. Subquery will give 1. In this example, subquery will give count 1. Count of distinct sal means it will take only 3,000 one time. Distinct means unique. So here we'll get 1. Here when we say 1, in the memory table will have these numbers. Then it will show it is giving 2 records here. So with 3,000 2 employees are there, it is giving. Okay, now students. Now here in this example, subquery will give count of district cell. It will give 1. 3,000 అంటే 2 times ఉన్న ఒకటే తీసుకుంటుంది. తీసుకొని మీకు 1 అని వస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చిన 1 అక్కడ ఇచ్చిన 1 సేమ్ అయితే రికార్డ్ వస్తుంది. If you want third highest salary, then 2. 0 అంటే ఫస్ట్ హైయెస్ట్ సాలరీ కదా, 1 అంటే 3, 2 అంటే థర్డ్ హైయెస్ట్ సాలరీ, అంతే. ఇంకా థర్డ్ హైయెస్ట్ సాలరీ 2975 10th highest salary అలిగింది 9. 10th highest salary means 9. 9th highest 10th highest salary is 1100. మీకు ఇంటర్వ్యూలో క్వెరీ అడిగారు అనుకోండి, థర్డ్ హైయెస్ట్ సాలరీ అంటే ఏం రాయాలి? కొరిలేటెడ్ సబ్ క్వెరీ రాయాలి. 9th థర్డ్ హైయెస్ట్ సాలరీ, 10th హైయెస్ట్ సాలరీ అంటే ఇదే రాయాలి. మీరు ఆ సబ్ క్వెరీస్ రాశారు అనుకోండి, ఎన్ని 10 రాయాలి. 10th హైయెస్ట్ సాలరీ అంటే 10. ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఎగ్జామ్లో ఎడిషనల్ పేపర్స్ తీసుకుంటారు కదా, ఇంటర్వ్యూలో అలా అడగాలి, గివ్ ఎడిషనల్ అని. బికాస్ క్వెరీ విల్ హ్యావ్ 10 lines. అలా రాశారు అనుకోండి, మీకు అడుగుతారు ఎక్కడ నేర్చుకున్నారంటే చెప్తారు, సత్య టెక్నాలజీస్ చెప్తారు, నా పేరు కూడా చెప్తారు. ఓకే, సో హియర్ I think I don't means many of you may not know my name. No problem. Okay, so like this it is giving. So students here see, I'll use greater than. So I'll use greater than here. I am using greater than. So here it is giving, see, greater than 2 means here it is giving 2,000 and 5,000 here. Greater than equal to. Greater than equal it is not taking, it is taking greater than. Sorry. Greater than equal to I am giving, sorry. Here I should not do, sorry. See here it is giving the details of the employee with details of the employees, top 3 employees it is giving. Details of top 3 employees it is giving here. Before I have used equal to sign, now I am using greater than equal to here. So 2 greater than equal to this one, query. Greater than equal to means count will get 0, 1, 2 will get, no, it is giving the result. So if you want to get the first highest salary, top 3 highest salaries with details. Top 3 highest salaries with details. So then we can use equal to we can use, or else we can use greater than equal to. Greater than equal to we are giving. For many queries, one solution, that is correlated subquery. Okay, so now here you can see this. Here we'll see how this is running here. So now 0 is given. Let us say 0. 0. 0 means first highest salary. 0 means first highest salary. Now here you can see. Here you can see E is given here. E means temporary table name of EMP. So this is the main table query, main table result, main query result, main query result. E means temporary table name of EMP. This will gives, this is giving the, this is whatever you are saying, it is in memory. Okay. ఇక్కడ ఇలా E అని వచ్చింది కదా. So this is the result of main query. Main query execute అయినప్పుడు ఈ result వస్తుంది. This is in memory, temporary memory. Okay. And when you work with E, when the table is stored in temporary memory, then it will have 14 columns, 8 columns and 14 rows. See, for easy explanation, I am taking employee number and salary. మీకు మెయిన్ క్వెరీ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయినప్పుడు కంప్లీట్ టేబుల్ మెమరీలో స్టోర్ అవుతుంది. కంప్లీట్ టేబుల్ with 8 columns and 14 rows. But here for easy explanation, I am taking only 2 columns, employee number and the salary. And here I am not taking 14 rows. I am just taking 6 rows. మీకు మెయిన్ క్వెరీ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయినప్పుడు మెమరీలో కంప్లీట్ టేబుల్ ఉంటుంది. How we are accessing main query table using E? E is the temporary table name of EMP. EMP table లో ఏదైతే ఉందో, ఎన్ని కాలమ్స్ రోస్ అయితే ఉన్నాయో అన్ని కాలమ్స్ రోస్ మనం ఈతో యాక్సెస్ చేయొచ్చు. ఈతో యాక్సెస్ చేయొచ్చు. మెమరీలో మీకు కంప్లీట్ టేబుల్ ఉంటుంది. 8 columns and 14 rows. But here while explaining I am taking only 2 columns and I am taking only 6 rows so that I can explain easily. Okay. So when main query is executed, then it is giving ranks to the main query row. Ranks means counting of salaries. Rank is nothing but counting of salaries. Rank is a number. That number we are getting with counting of salaries. Rank is nothing but counting of salaries here. Okay. So here you can see 5,000 is given. 5,000 is the highest salary. 0. 3,000 is there. 3,000 means 1. Second highest salary. 2,975 is there. Third highest salary. Fourth highest salary. Fifth highest salary. Like this will get. See, when I am giving 0, it is showing 5,000. When I am giving 1, it is showing 3,000. Because for every row, rank is given, count is given. Rank means count of distinct salaries. Based on the rank, we are getting the values here. Okay. This is the row of, this is the copy of main query. Now coming to this. These are the values of subquery. In subquery also I am writing select count of distinct sal from EMP. In main query I am using E, EMP E. In subquery I am using EMP. EMP also will have same 8 columns and 14 rows. E means main query. Students, E means main query. E means main query. EMP means subquery. EMP means subquery. Subquery also working with EMP table. It will give count of distinct salaries. Distinct means unique salaries. Okay. Now here you can see this. Here you can see when comparison is done, when you have to go get count of distinct salaries. Here I have given like this. Subquery will give count of salaries. It will count records based on salary. Distinct salary I am using. Now 3,000 is there for 2 times. It should not give 2 different numbers. 3,000 means what? 1. For 2, 3,000 is also 1 only. There if I am not using distinct, then it will show then it will show 5,001, 3,000, 5,000, 5,000, and 3,001, another 3,002, another, then after that 3 like that, result will be wrong. So to avoid that, we are using distinct salary here. So we are giving like this, salary greater than E dot salary. Subquery salary should be greater than main query salary. Okay, students. Subquery salary means subquery. Subquery salary should be greater than main query salary. E means main query. Subquery salary should be greater than main query salary. So here you can see. Let us take this. Let us take this. E dot salary is given. So first time when it is executed, first time when subquery is executed, it will take 2975 greater than 2975. Okay, first time it is executed, it will take here. It will take 2975, this one. And this one, 2975. Okay. 2975 is greater than 2975 or not? 2975 is greater than 2975 or not? No, not greater than. Next it will take, it will check 2975. 2975 is greater than 2850. 2975 is greater than 2850. Okay. So if it is greater, then number is given. Okay. So here I'll start with, to understand clearly, I'll start with 5,000. So here you can say 5,000 greater than 5,000. So here you can see this 5,000 is checked with 5,000. 5,000 is checked with 5,000. Subquery 5,000 with main query 5,000. 5,000 is not greater than 5,000 is not greater than 5,000. Okay. And again, more than 5,000, any value is there? More than 5,000 value is not there. Okay. For 5,000, it is giving 0 because 5,000 is not greater than 5,000 and more than 5,000 other values are not there. That's why it is giving 0. That's why it is showing 0. And 5,000 kanna greater than 5,000, 5,000 is not greater than 5,000 and also more than 5,000 other values are not there. Okay. That's why inside in the memory it is giving rank as 0. In the memory it is giving rank as 0 here. Okay. Now here you can see 3,000. 3,000 is checked with 3,000. 3,000 is checked with 3,000. 3,000 is not greater than 3,000. Give answer please. 3,000 is not greater than 3,000. So more than 3,000, how many values are there? One value is there. So it is giving 1. It is giving rank as 1, count as 1. More than 3,000, 1 is there. Again here 3,000 is there. Again here 3,000. For both the records, number is assigned at the same time. Number 1 is assigned at the same time, not at different times. Here also same. It will check 3,000 greater than 3,000. More than 3,000, how many values are there? 1 is there. For this 3,000, same number is assigned here. At the same time, it will give, not at the different times. Okay. Now here you can see 2975. 2975 greater than 2975. 2975 is not greater than 2975. So more than 2975, how many values are there? How many values are there? 2 values are there. 2 values means 5,000 and 3,000. It will give 2. Okay. And here you can see 2,850 greater than 2,850. 2,850 greater than 2,850 means it is not greater than. After that it will check how many values are greater than 2,850. More than 2850, how many values are there? 3 values are there. 5000, 3000, 2975. Next one is 2450 is there. 2450 greater than 2450 means not greater. Then it will check what are the other values more than 2450. More than 2450, how many values are there? 4. 5000, 3000, 2975, 2850. నేను ఇది ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసేటప్పుడు మెయిన్ క్వైరీలో 8 కాలమ్స్ 14 రోస్ ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి, మెమరీలో ఉంటాయి. సబ్ క్వైరీ కూడా 8 కాలమ్స్ 4 రోస్ తీసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి, నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడానికి చాలా డిఫికల్ట్ అవుతుంది. అందుకని నేను ఏం చేశానంటే ఓన్లీ 6 రోస్ తీసుకున్నాను. అన్ని కాలమ్స్ తీసుకోలేదు, 8 కాలమ్స్ తీసుకోలేదు, 2 కాలమ్స్ తీసుకున్నాను. ఆ 2 కాలమ్స్ లో ఓన్లీ 6 రోస్ తీసుకున్నాను. ఇలా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తే మీకు ఈజీగా మీరు రిసీవ్ చేసుకుంటారు. సో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద నంబర్స్ వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ ద రిజల్ట్ హియర్. సో దీస్ నంబర్స్ ఆర్ ఆటోమేటికలీ అసైన్డ్. ఇలాగ మీకు 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 అనేది నంబర్స్ ఆల్రెడీ అసైన్ అవుతుంది. బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద నంబర్ యూ గివ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ వర్కింగ్. Here I am giving 0. So here if you get 0 here, 0 you will get. This number and 0 it will check and it will show the related record. If I give 0 here, if I give 0, then here also you will get 0 here. Subquery also will get 0. If both are zeros, then here we'll get the result here. 5000 it will give here. Okay. So if I give 1 here, so subquery also will give 1. Subquery also will give 1. And if you get 1, then if both the numbers are matching, then result is displayed here. Like this, we'll get the result. Okay, no? So based on that number, rank, based on the rank, it is giving the result here. We are getting the result based on the rank. These are rank. Rank means what? Count of district salaries. Based on this, it is giving the result here. And subquery is giving only counting of salaries. Subquery also will give 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever number you give, if that number is matching with the rank, whatever number you get, if that number is matching with the rank, then it will give the result. Okay. Based on this given number, it will work. 0 and is there, it will go to 0 వస్తుంది, result వస్తుంది. ఓకే, మీరు ఇక్కడ 0 అని ఇచ్చారు కదా, ఇక్కడ కూడా 0 వస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ 1 అని ఇస్తే ఇక్కడ కూడా 1 అని వస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ 2 అని ఇస్తే ఇక్కడ కూడా 2 వస్తుంది. రెండు నంబర్స్ సేమ్ వస్తాయి. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Then it will give the result. Okay. And here instead of equal to, you can use greater than equal to also. If you want first highest salary, third highest salary, fifth highest salary, 10th highest salary, you can give the number. And also if you want to get top 3 highest salaries with the details, then you can use this. Greater than equal to. Greater than equal to 2 means 0, 1, 2. It will show details of the employees with the top 3 highest salaries will get. Okay. Row ID. Row ID means we have to use order by there. With order by you will get. Without order by we cannot use. Right, the correlated subqueries. Listen, here one important thing is there. Students, please wait. Don't see me. See here one important point is there. That is, how can you identify whether that query is a subquery or correlated subquery? We are not writing SUV query and correlated COR, ELL, we are not writing. Anywhere we are not using. How can you identify whether it is subquery or correlated subqueries? In correlated subquery, in where clause, will not use column name. In where clause, we use only number. In where condition, we use only number 0, 1, 3, 9. In where clause, if you are using number, it is correlated subquery. In yesterday's examples, we are using no where department number equal to, then where ENO equal to, where ENO in, where department number in. So using where clause you can identify. In correlated subqueries, you will use number. And in subqueries, we'll use column names. Yesterday we have used where department number in, where department number equal to, where ENO equal to, where SNO equal to. So in interview, if you give this answer to the interviewer, then he will be very happy. He will be satisfied with your answer. Okay. So while explaining about the queries, you should know the key point. Then with key point, they will be happy. Otherwise, they will ask 5 more questions. Number of questions will increase. Okay. Right. Correlated subqueries. Write the definition, write the query, write the note also. Here description is given. Wait here. See in this example, correlated subquery will execute for 14 times because EMP table is having 14 records. When it is taking every salary, it will check each salary with 14 salaries. Like we are writing now 2975 rather than 2975. Every salary is checked with 14 salaries. So repetition is there. But here you will not find that it is working slow. Right first. ఈ చెప్తున్నా మీరు వింటలేదు ఫస్ట్ రాయండి తర్వాత చెప్పండి In where clause, if you see numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, it is correlated subquery. In subqueries, we are using column names. So here when we say E, it is temporary tabling only. When you see this diagram, this is for main query. E means main query. This copy will be in table. This whatever copy you are seeing, it is in memory, not in table, sorry. This copy is in memory. E means main query. So when main query is executed, the copy of the table is stored in memory. This is the copy of the table. And based on the given condition, ranks are given here. Ranks. Ranks are given here. Ranks means EMP means subquery. E means main query. E means main query. EMP means subquery. E and EMP will have same values. 8 columns, 14 rows. E means of EMP table. 8 columns, 14 rows. EMP also same here. 8 columns, 14 rows. Listen, see as I said, subquery in subqueries in where clause will give the column names. In correlated subquery in where clause will give the numbers will use. Like rank will give. Rank means count of distinct salary. So if I am giving like this, select asterisk from EMPE where 0 equal to, then here then correlated subquery. If when I'm executing, quickly it is giving result. As I said, subquery works faster, correlated subquery executes slow because it has repetition. So here fast slow means uh, here table is having only 14 records. It is checking 14 times, giving the result. The slow fast you can identify the difference when the table is having thousands of records. or if lakhs of records or millions of records are there, then you can see the performance. So, but here when I say fast, slow, it is also taking milliseconds. Subquery also will take milliseconds because this table is small. You can see the difference in performance only when lakhs of records are there, or at least thousands of records. Or if millions of records are there, then you can see the difference in execution. Both are taking milliseconds only. Milliseconds means 1000 milliseconds is equal to one second. 1000 milliseconds is equal to 1 second. ఇక్కడ మీరు ఫాస్ట్ స్లో ఐడెంటిఫై చేయలేదు ఇక్కడ, ఎందుకంటే టేబుల్ లో తక్కువ రికార్డ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, if I am not using distinct, student asking, if a distinct, if I am not using. So here where 0 equal to and deleting distinct and taking only salary. So for this it is giving. If I say 2, if I say 2, it is not getting because there are duplicates. With duplicates, it is unable to give rank. So distinct is very important here. So if I am not using distinct, it is not assigning ranks only because duplicate value salaries are there. That's why distinct we are using. This is very good question. Okay, if I am not using distinct, it is not giving ranks. It is not showing the result also. If you use distinct, it will, for each number it is giving the rank count and it is showing the result. So here these are the examples using for correlated subquery, only one example. This one example is enough to get any nth salary or number of salaries for anything. This is useful. Okay. And after this, we can discuss about concepts like views, indexes, other concepts are there. We'll see. Now we'll see pseudo columns. We'll see. Afternoon we'll discuss about a sequence. Afternoon, and tomorrow we can discuss views, indexes, and after that synonyms are there. Functions list is there. Other topics I'll see, whichever is important we'll discuss. As synonyms, then after that functions list, like string functions, number functions, date functions, all categories. With that SQL part will complete. Then after that PLSQL. PLSQL means program we'll discuss. How many of you have completed constraints? మీరు ఒరాకిల్ మీరు చాలా తక్కువగా చూస్తున్నారండి. మీరు you are giving priority for Java. You are giving importance for Java. Java is important only, but Oracle is also important. No? When you write exam, they will ask queries. When you go for interview, they will ask queries. If you are strong in queries, then only you will get job. మీరు జావాలో పర్ఫెక్ట్ అయ్యి మీరు ఒరాకిల్లో మీరు క్వెరీ రాయడం రాలేదనుకోండి, మీకు జాబ్ ఇవ్వరు కదా. మీకు అలాంటి ఎంత రిఫరెన్స్ ద్వారా వెళ్ళినా మీకు ఒరాకిల్ కూడా రావాలి మీకు. ఓకేనా? నేను చెప్తాను, మీరు ఓకే అంటారు, తర్వాత అంతే. ఆ డోర్ దాటిన తర్వాత ఇంక అంతే ఇంకా. How many of you completed constraints example? Constraints. All. See, morning she asked one question. What is the query to see the constraints? So it is there in the notebook, but she is having one doubt. Constraint name, constraint type. Select constraint name from constraint name, comma constraint type from user underscore constraints, where table name equal to table name. Constraint name, user constraint is predefined table. Data dictionary will say predefined table, data dictionary. In that constraint name, constraint type, and table name are the columns in the table, columns in the system table. When you practice, then only you will get doubts. If you are not practicing and if you are not doing anything, you will not have any doubts. Okay. Madam, you talk with us now. Constraints. Set operators. I feel the set operators. Okay, mirror. Constraints ఏనా? ఈ constraints లో ఏం చేస్తున్నారు? ఫారెన్ కి అయిపోయిందా? ఆన్ డిలీట్ క్యాస్కేడ్ అయిపోయిందా? అయిపోయిందా? Okay, you madam, what you are doing now? Practice I am asking. Joins. Inner joins or outer joins? Both. Madam, you tell some topic. Anything you can tell now. You can say like I am doing this. Then I am not checking now. Which topic you are doing? Yeah. Did you open SQL plus? SQL prompt. You didn't see SQL prompt? See. Why? You can see no SQL prompt here. In your laptop, you can see no SQL prompt, you can see. You open SQL plus environment. मैडम मुझसे बात करें. प्रॉब्लम क्या है? इंस्टॉलेशन प्रॉब्लम. सिस पासवर्ड है. सिस पासवर्ड किसके पास है वो पासवर्ड? आप फोन पे बात कर सकते हो ना, व्हाट्सएप में बोलिए पासवर्ड भेजने के लिए. वो भी भूल गया. Then how many days like password मेरे पास नहीं है, मैं practice. You can take your laptop now. Both are very good friends now. You can take your laptop and you can practice all this. That is not correct reason. Okay. You next time you tell some other reason. Set operators. Starting. Logical operators end or not? You are in the beginning. No, based on my book, you have to practice. That papers may not be in order, no. They may give topics which I did discuss. See, why I am giving you notes, boys and girls? Why I am giving you notes? So that you will practice. My order is very good. I'm expert in all these. I know what to teach one by one. You will not see any overlap. ఆమెకి తెలియదు కదా మేడం, నేను చెప్తాను వాళ్ళకి. ఆర్డర్ బై తర్వాత గ్రూప్ బై వస్తుందా? ముందు గ్రూప్ బై తర్వాత ఆర్డర్ బై వస్తుందా? నాకు తెలుసు అది. సెలెక్ట్ తర్వాత వేరే క్లాస్ చెప్తున్నాను, లైక్ ఆపరేటర్, ఇన్ ఆపరేటర్, బిట్వీన్ ఆపరేటర్. నేను ఏం చెప్తే అదే ఫైనల్. మీరు అక్కడ చెప్పండి, సార్ ఈ ప్రాక్టీస్ ఏమన్నారని చెప్పండి మీరు. ఓకే, పేపర్స్ బేసిస్ కాదు మేడం. నేను చెప్పినవన్నీ షీఈస్ డూయింగ్ నో. షీ కంప్లీటెడ్ కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్, షీ కంప్లీటెడ్ జాయిన్స్. When you practice at home, who will ask? Nobody will ask. No, after 6 o'clock also you can do practice. But only thing is you should have interest. ఇక్కడ అయితే మీరు అందుకే మీరు బీటెక్ ఎంసీఎల్ కంప్లీట్ చేసి ఇక్కడ వచ్చారు కదా. నాకు రీజన్ చెప్పినప్పుడు కొంచెం రిలేటెడ్ గా చెప్పండి రీజన్, నేను హ్యాపీ ఫీల్ అవుతాను. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ ఆపరేటర్ సార్. ఏంటి బిగినింగ్ ఆపరేటర్ సార్, సెట్ ఆపరేటర్ సార్. సెట్ ఆపరేటర్స్ కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ అయిపోయింది, అవ్వలేదు. కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ అవ్వకుండా జంప్ చేశారు అక్కడికి. మేడం మీరు ఆబ్సెంట్ అవ్వచ్చు మేడం, ఏం కాదు. మీరు కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ చేశారా లేదా? కన్స్ట్రెంట్ చేయకుండా మీరు ఆపరేటర్స్ ఎలా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తారు? చెయ్యొచ్చు, కానీ అలా చెయ్యొద్దు. మీరు ఎలాగైనా చేయొచ్చు, ఆబ్సెంట్ అవ్వచ్చు. మీరు అబ్సెంట్ కూడా అవ్వచ్చు, ఏం ప్రాబ్లం లేదు కదా. యూ మేడం కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ after set operator joins, after joins subqueries, nested subqueries, correlate. మీరు set operators మేడం, constraints subqueries, set operators, constraints, మేడం కొంచెం కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ ముందు ఏంటి? కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ ముందు అలాగే అడగచ్చో లేదో నాకు తెలియదు, ఊరిని అలాగే అడిగాను అనమాట. కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ ముందు ఏంటి మేడం? వర్చువల్ కాలం కదా. వర్చువల్ అనేది మీరు కౌంట్ చేయొద్దు, గ్రూప్ బై. నెక్స్ట్ మీరు కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ గ్రూప్ బై ఏంటి? కమాండ్ స్టేట్మెంట్. స్టేట్మెంట్. ఐ థింక్ యు ఆర్ అబ్సెంట్ ఫర్ 1 week, 2 days అన్నా. ఓకే, వాట్ యు ఆర్ డూయింగ్, వాట్ యు ఆర్ ప్రాక్టీసింగ్? కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్. అన్బిలీవబుల్. మీరు చెప్పినప్పుడు మేడం కాన్ఫిడెంట్ గా చెప్పాలి, అంతే. కన్స్ట్రెంట్సే కదా మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తున్నారు. నెక్స్ట్ కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ మీరు మార్చొచ్చు కదా ఆన్సర్. నెక్స్ట్ మేడం మీరు సెట్ ఆపరేటర్స్. బిగినింగ్ సెట్ ఆపరేటర్స్ గ్రూప్ బై. మీరు సబ్ క్వరీస్, కొరిలేటెడ్ సబ్ క్వరీస్ రావడానికి ఎంత టైం పడుతుంది మేడం? ఫెబ్. ఓకే, ఫెబ్. మీరు అక్కడ పేపర్స్ ఏం మీరు కన్సిడర్ చేయదు, మీకు టైం ఉన్నప్పుడు మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. When you have time in your hostel room, please practice. When you have time at home, please practice. వాళ్ళని వెళ్ళి బ్లేమ్ చేయదు మీరు కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్. మీరు యూ అప్డేట్ కమాండ్. వై every day you are coming? No, every day you are going to lab. Why update? After update many commands are there. Constraints. మీరు ఆపరేటర్స్. కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ లో ఏం చేస్తున్నారండి? కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ లో ఏం చేస్తున్నారు? ప్రైమరీకి. ఓకే, మరి కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ అన్నారు, కొరిలేటెడ్ సబ్ క్వెరీస్ కూడా చేశారంటారా? ఏది? ఓకే, నాకు అర్థమైంది. మీరు లాస్ట్ కన్స్ట్రెంట్స్ ఉంది. Constraints foreign key. Constraints. DDL commands. D DDL full form create alter dropper. Okay. Meaning DDL commands. Table creation. Adding records. Miru constraints. Miru operators. Set operators. Miru group by. So now we'll see one small topic. Afternoon we'll see sequence. Sequence will take time for explanation and all. And tomorrow we'll discuss a few syntaxes. Other concepts are there. So now we'll see. Listen, the students here in Oracle, pseudo columns are there. Pseudo columns means they are independent columns and they can be used on any table. On any table we can use. Pseudo columns means independent columns. They are not of any table. They are independent columns. We can use them on any table. And here you can see row num is there. Row num means it is the pseudo column, can be used on any table, and row will be automatically assign numbers for each row in the table at the time of selection. Meaning not correct. Here you can see row num is there. See, pseudo column definition is given here. It is an independent column, can be used on any table. Row num is there here. So this row num means at the time of selection, row numbers are given to the table. Here you can see row will be automatically assigned numbers, each row in the table at the time of selection. Row num, or I'll write like this, it will automatically assign numbers for each row in the table at the time of selection. So at the time of selection, it will give numbers. At the time of executing select statement, it will give numbers. Row num means it will not give numbers while adding records. Row numbers will not be in table. Row numbers will not be in table. Row numbers are assigned for the rows in the table at the time of selection. Selection means while executing select statement, row numbers are given. So this will row num pseudo column works with equal to, less than, equal to. We cannot use other symbols. Greater than, equal to will not work here. So we'll see this. So here I'll say select the row num, then EMP-NO ename from EMP table. So this is giving row numbers. These row numbers are given while executing select statement. These numbers are not in the table. Only for display purpose, it is giving numbers. Okay. So here I can use equal to. Select row num EMP-NO ename from EMP, where row num equal to 1 is given. Row num equal to 1 means first record. First record it is given. First record. And if I want to give like this, where row num less than 6. Less than 6 means first 5 records will get. First 5 records. You can use less than equal to also. If I use greater than, so it is not working. Greater than will not work. అంటే ఇప్పుడు రోస్ లో టేబుల్ ఉన్న రోస్ నంబర్స్ ఇస్తుంది. అది ఓన్లీ టెంపరరీ. Based on that, whatever record you want, you can get the record using the row number. And next one is row ID is there. Row ID in a data types list, it is given here. Here you can see behaves like a table column. When we are working with row ID, it behaves like it is in the table. So when record is inserted in the table, then Oracle server assigns unique number identification, number in hexadecimal format. When you insert record in the table, when you add record in the table, for every row ID is created. That row ID will call it as unique identification number, and that is in hexadecimal format with characters and digits. Characters and digits, it will be there, and it can also be called as row address. And here you can see row num will have temporary values. Row ID is having permanent values. Row num is only for display, but row ID is there in the table. Row IDs will be there in the table. For every row, one ID is generated that we can use here. And row ID is used on uniquely identified each row in the table. So row ID means it is used to identify each record in the table. Row ID means it is used to uniquely identify each row in the table. When duplicates are there, if the table is having duplicates, but if you want to identify each row, it is possible with row ID. Values may be duplicates. Row ID is unique. Sometimes see, if you give duplicate records by mistake, if the table is not having primary key, if you give duplicate records, then if table is having duplicate records, row ID is unique. Row ID is different for duplicates. By using row ID, you can access the record. You can delete the record also. Using row ID, you can do deletion. And here you can see with row ID, max and min functions can be used. You can use maximum, minimum functions also can be used here. Okay. So row num is temporary. Row ID is permanent, because row IDs are stored in the table. For every row ID will be there. So here I am giving like this. Select select a row ID, then EMPNO, ENAME from EMP table. You can see the row IDs here. With alphabets and numbers it is there. Okay. If table is having duplicate values, duplicate records, using this row ID you can delete. Because row ID is unique, different for each row. You can use min row ID. Min row ID means first one. Minimum row ID. So here you can see B triple A is given, this one. Other values file somewhere difference will be there. This one for last three letters. A is there, no triple A is there. Okay. So here I'll say max. Max means last one we should get. BAAN. B last digits, last letters. So you can use this. So main heading is pseudo column. This is main heading. Main heading is pseudo column. Main heading is center. After subqueries, nested subquery, correlated subqueries, next heading is pseudo column. PSEUDO, pseudo. P silent. P silent. That's why we are calling pseudo column. Here we have many other pseudo columns, not only two, row num, row ID. Like sysdate, other pseudo columns are there. In functions list, we'll see other pseudo columns. All we have used, no? All we have used. In we have used. Any and some. Okay, I need to see the queries. Only two queries are understood for in and we are doing now one example. Okay, I'm stopping now. And afternoon we'll continue with the sequence and other options.